Hi, everyone. We're here today with Lindsay Stevens. She is a realtor, team lead, and broker owner of her real estate company up in the Hudson Valley in New York. And she's also currently leads a team of 27 real estate experts. She's also a coach and amazing and phenomenal at what she does. So, welcome, Lindsay. Welcome to Let's Talk Real Estate.
Thanks,
It's a
Kim.
pleasure to have you today.
So excited to be here with you.
Yes, of course. So, Lindsay, we were talking a little bit, about your husband and you, Bruce, are both in the industry as well. So, share with me when you and Bruce started your business.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, I got licensed in 2009. He was a principal broker of an independent real estate company at the time, and I was working in Morgan Stanley in New York City. And the market collapsed, right? In 2008, the market collapsed. I was at Morgan Stanley. I watched, hundreds of people be escorted out of the building, and identified at that moment how I would say disposable people were that invested so much time and energy into these companies. And I was about to have my daughter Maya at the time, and I quit. I quit my job, which I was commuting to the city. It was 2 hours each way, back and forth per day. And he said, maybe you should think about getting your real estate license, which at the time I was young, I was 27 years old. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Not understanding that we were about to be in like the biggest real estate meltdown in history. I got my licensed, and I didn't know what to expect, didn't have any expectation, didn't know what a good market was. So I got licensed in a really, really bad one. And it taught me a lot about persistence and perseverance, and how to work hard to get deals done because nothing was moving. I was telling you, we're about 90 miles north of New York City, small little mountain towns, population of 7,000 people, not in a market that would move real estate. And a lot of people were upside down, saw a lot of foreclosures happening, just a lot of really unfortunate situations for people. So, yeah, that's when I got licensed, painted the walls of my office, 9 months pregnant, gave birth to my daughter Maya, nursed my babies. Nobody called, nobody came. There was a lot of nothing happening for a while, but raised my kids here, built a business during a downturn, and here we are.
So, we're having a lot of conversations around that actually, because we are in another market shift. So, that was your first time, obviously you just got into the industry. It was your first market shift. Do you see things differently now that we're in another market shift? Were you able to identify certain things ahead of time because you did start your business in the downturn?
Yeah, I mean, I like challenge. I feel like when the going gets tough, the tough gets going, right? Like it's easy for people to do well in really frothy markets in any industry. And I think we lost a lot of the hard work and the professionalism. And there was a lot of people that entered the industry that, I'm always about raising the bar. And I feel like there's just this level of the real estate agent reputation that's very, very low. And I think it's a chance for people to be different and show up and do the things that make us professionals again, and really showcase who's good at what they do and who's not good at what they do. So I think there's opportunity in every market, and a lot of opportunity in a stabilizing market. So I'm excited for it. Our team is doing really, really well. And I just keep, reiterating, like, this is the time to show up and be the best and be different and stand out.
So, how many agents do you have at your team brokerage now?
Yeah, there's 27 of us.
Total of 27.
Yeah.
And so I know you're really big on accountability. You spoke at one of our fast forward movements about accountability. I love accountability, right? And I think that you live and breathe it, right? And so you also lead people into it with the accountability. So share with me how you work with your agents, and you're also a coach. So how do you work with your team, your coaching clients when it comes to accountability?
Yeah, I mean, I think through a lot of the ecosystem we're involved in, I identified that by
Yes.
telling people what to do and continuously like KPIs or, you got to do 20 calls a day, you got to do this, you got to do that, they shut down. It doesn't penetrate them. They're not emotionally attached to it. So I learned that in order to get anybody to do anything, you have to get them to be invested emotionally with something that is meaningful to them.
They have to have the buy-in, right?
Yeah. So what is it? Why are you here? It's the first exercise I do with my team, with every new agent on the team. Why are you here? Like, we do a very deep exercise, and now, we onboard in groups where then the group shares like what their background is, the struggles they've been through, why they've identified real estate as a direction that they want to go in, what their ultimate goal is, to single moms, to buy their kids a house, to build a home, to get out of situations, to break the cycle because my dad worked 3 jobs and I don't want that to be the way I live my life for my kids, whatever it is, so that you can remind them, right? Like, this is what you told me you wanted to accomplish. This is what you set for your commitment. How are you going to make that happen by doing the activities that you're doing now? Right? Like, you're not meeting the expectations. You're not doing what you said you're going to do. Therefore, like Shep's exercise, like walk up, close your eyes, walk up to the person you love, tell them you're not going to be able to deliver because you're a coward, like that,
Yeah.
So, getting them to be really clear on what they're doing things for and why.
To be clear on their vision.
Yeah. And I think real estate is a vehicle. It's just the vehicle, right? Like, we're here, real estate, the house is what we're selling, but what we're trying to accomplish is so much bigger than that. And I really do believe that anything you want to do in this life can be achieved through what we do. I mean, I think we're in such an unbelievable business that there's no ceiling for anything,
No.
So we
have only put that ceiling on ourselves. Our own restrictions are all driven by our own mindset, right?
Yeah.
And our own perceived, values or no value, whatever it may be. But so tell me so you really get very personal with your team, right? You're getting on a level that most, like if you're in corporate America, people don't get on that level with you, right? In fact, um, they don't really pursue that because of other reasons, right?
Yeah, it's work. It's a job. It's show up, do this, and we're human beings, right? There's a lot of things that happen in our lives personally. I mean, I've gone through I had a really long traumatic year, and a lot happened, and I have to share that, right? And that took me a lot of coaching too. You have to be vulnerable, Lindsay. Your team has to see you as a human being, not a robot. And we did an exercise the first of the year, a vision board exercise, and I broke down in front of my team. And I think it was the first time they realized that maybe Lindsay is not a robot. Maybe she is a real person. I lost my mother-in-law, just a lot of things were happening. And, I have to work on that too, showing people my emotions and owning it and asking for help and making mistakes and being just, being a human being.
I think that's fabulous, first of all, because as a team leader, when you're leading and you're accountable for 27 agents and their income and their production, their training, I can tell you take things very personally. So, and I do as well. And I share this with my agents and other agents that I know that lean on you and rely on you and the company. I put it very granular for them. I say, listen, and I'm very serious about this. If you tell me that you want to make 100,000 a year, 200,000 a year, I can get you there, right? You just have to follow along and put in the work. But I take it extremely personal. So if they're not doing the work or they get stuck or they get off the tracks, I help them get back on and I tell them, when you tell me that, I take it to the next level. Like I'm very serious about it. I take it very seriously.
You want them to achieve it just as bad as they do. Like
that's not more.
Right.
Right. If not more.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so um, you know, talking with the team, and when they see that you are on that level with them, like you have to get down to their level. A lot of team leads, I see mistakes being made where it is just like that. You're a robot, you're untouchable, you're not personable, you're not there to pick up the phone, you're not there to answer the emails, you're not there to help them walk through a transaction or even put together comps for to help them write comps. Do comps on an offer that they're going to talk to a buyer with. If they don't know what to say, going back to our scripts, if they don't know what to say, how to say it, or when to say it to the client, they can't move them to the next level, right? And
Yeah.
so bringing down those walls and making them feel like this is a family and it's home is a huge value. And
Yeah.
that's what sets you apart from the other teams or team leaders, brokerages, or single agents out there. So, how many agents are in your market?
There's about 1,200 agents in our MLS. Yeah.
Okay,
So, nothing like the markets you're in, but, and about half, 50% of them, like any market, don't sell any real estate. But yeah, we're in, I call us like sleepy mountain towns, although we're not so sleepy anymore. I mean, these little quaint towns have really been discovered, and, the proximity to the city is close enough. And the town, there's a lot of outdoor mountain rock climbing, art and music is huge, like Woodstock is here, and there's just a lot of farm to table restaurants and eateries, and just it's a beautiful place to live, and people really have identified that. So more and more
so
we've
people
been.
found out your secret.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is great. The market did really well during COVID. I mean, it's stabilized, but it's still a really strong market, still a seller's market. And I love the new blood. We live in a college town, so the kids are back and playing beer pong on their front lawns at 9 in the morning. And there's just life where we are in this town. And so it's been great. It's been great.
So you've sold. So what are you doing with your team? Because I know you do a lot of production. So small town, sleepy town, a town that a lot of people might come in and do short vacations, from the city. How many transactions did your team sell last year?
213. So
Wow. Okay.
yes, and we're on pace to do about 300 this year. Obviously, with the stabilizing, we're probably going to fall a little bit short of that. But yeah, we do a decent amount of production, and the team does well. Obviously, we're very involved in the community. I built a business on being involved in the community. I think people are looking for an easy way to generate business,
Yep.
and through a more complicated means. I did a lot of chamber. I did a lot of networking. I went to a lot of local businesses. I was a new mom at the time, so was very involved in the mother groups and places where new moms were. And that's literally how I established myself here, was just being involved in my community. I don't think you need to spend $100,000 on Zillow or have this lead source or that lead source. I think you're stepping over real opportunity with just like being like sweat equity, which is just
Yeah.
showing up, and also coming from a place of no
The
expectation.
face to face, belly to belly,
Oh yeah. And I
Yeah.
hate network. I shouldn't say I hate networking. For me at the time, like having young kids, I didn't love going to networking functions, but it really was invaluable for my business and for the company and the team. It really, the referrals of the community and people we've just, I'm like, you're my family. Like I love people.
Mhm.
So you
So do
do
you guys
business
do
with.
community events? Are you doing community events with
Yeah,
the
we do
community as
community
well?
events. We've done local business spotlights. We volunteer, we donate, we sponsor, wherever we can be to contribute, we're going to be. I coach a girls running program. I do that because I love it. And, we live here. Like I say, these are my people.
Right. So, okay. So if you're a new agent or even an agent on a team, right? And you're wanting to get more involved in the community, what would be 3 or 4 top things that agent you would recommend that they do?
Yeah, I mean, I think you should find the local chamber, get
Okay.
involved with it. Depending upon the age, there's a lot of great young professional groups. So, like a local chamber, young professional group, find the mixers, see what's happening. There's groups all over, outside chambers that are doing networking events all the time. I'm very big on social media. So,
Mhm.
getting involved in the community pages on social media, not selling yourself, but truly just being a resource and providing
More
value
like
and
a resort.
contributing.
Okay.
I really think social media, whether we like it or don't, is the best way to reach the most amount of people for free often. So I think and I tell my team, go up and down the main street in your town and literally walk into every business, take a video. Hey, I'm outside the Village Grind today. This place just popped up. It's got such amazing coffee. Wanted to just take you guys inside, meet the owner, introduce yourself, and just everybody. I mean, I talk to I love people. So,
Yeah.
no matter where I am, and I'm from New York, and I was on Zoom yesterday and like I drink a lot of coffee. I'm from New York. I talk a lot. I just meet as many people as I can possibly meet every day.
And
And I
so
don't say, oh, are you looking to buy or sell a house? I just say, oh my God, what are you doing here? I take pictures of people that are taking selfies. Can I
Mhm.
take your picture? Oh, my name's Lindsay. What brought you here? Because there were, a lot of people are from out of the area. So.
Nice, nice. So you sold, okay, so going back to selling 213 homes, what like what's the mileage of that? Like what's the area? Like is that like a 40-mile area? Is it like
Yeah,
your
so
market?
we
What's your market?
Yeah, so we hit like 3 counties, which for
Okay.
California would probably be impossible. But, we're about, I'd say like a
Our
30
traffic's a little
mile
bit of an issue here.
30-mile radius. For us,
Okay.
we'll go about an hour. So each direction, which would bring us into like sometimes into a different state. So we can hit the towns very easily. So, there's multiple different towns within 10 miles, 15 miles. So yeah, we go pretty wide. But
Okay.
again, we go deep. That's what I tell people. I was on a coaching call yesterday. She's like, I think we're gonna go big. I'm like, no, go deep. Like
Yeah.
focus on the market you're in and saturate it and make sure everybody knows who you are and then go wide. So I think that's what people, forget to do.
You absolutely. I mean, you have to do what you're most comfortable with, right? And so I feel like if you go wide, you can't control what's around you. You can't really be the expert, right?
Yeah.
So, but on the flip side of that, if you go super deep and then you get somebody that wants you to represent them in an area that's not in your backyard, then you kind of have to go into what? Like, how would you handle that?
Yeah, I mean, we'll serve. I always tell people we'll service all of it. But in terms of dominating a market, I think that's where you need to go deep,
Okay.
and really, like I defined New Paltz is where I am, and New Paltz is where my office is, and New Paltz is a place I'm very very passionate about because I'm a runner and an endurance athlete, and these are my people, right? The people coming here are coming to be outside and climb and ride their bikes and just they love the outdoors. So I feel like I can connect with them and it's easy. It felt very easy for me to sell here because I love it so much.
Okay.
And so that was my market. But I go way beyond, we go way beyond New Paltz. But that's where like we identified when we opened, like that was going to be the market we were going to focus on and dominate it. And then once we did that, we would start infiltrating beyond.
Okay. So a small town like yours, right? Um, when you are, I mean, I know you do online leads, right? And so when you are a destination, would you call yourself a destination or a tourist area for
Oh
that matter?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
So when you, where do you go? Where do you market to outside to bring people to your market? How do you do that? And how far out do you go?
Yeah. So we love digital based marketing. A lot of what we do is New York City based advertising and marketing. And, we do a lot of Google pay per click. We have YLOPO. So a lot of YLOPO retargeting campaigns to New York City based, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and then just being out there. I think knowing the local businesses and really being like having a relationship. So I think that's a phrase that is overlooked in this business, is building relationships with people, not a relationship with your commission check. Like, these are people that, for 13 years have referred me because they know I love them, will always do the right thing. And regardless of who they're working with on the team, they're going to operate in the same principles that we do. So just making sure that the community knows who you are. And that if a person's going to walk into a coffee shop and say, hey, we love it here, we're thinking about buying a house, like, do you have any recommendation, that they're going to call Kim, So, yeah.
Yeah, great. I love that. I love that very much. So, what, as a coach and a team leader, are you still in production as well?
So I am going to be 100% out of production. So I facilitate. I'm like a facilitator at this point. Obviously, I do have a lot of amazing clients who I've built a sphere over the last, 13 years. But I bring in agents to kind of act as me and just let everybody know I'm here. If you need anything at any point, don't ever hesitate to reach out. But I found that I don't have an ego. I don't need to be, the show. I really do want all the agents to do very, very well and make good money. And so I want the opportunities to be given to them. So I've
to lead them, right?
Yeah.
And be successful, kind of going back to what we were saying before, where, when you're bringing on these agents and you're getting to know them, you're really vested in them, right? You have an interest in them being successful and building their businesses to the levels that they want to build them to, right? And helping them succeed. So do you have any teams that are building underneath your team brokerage? Do you have any?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely have agents on our team that they've teamed up together.
Okay.
We have teams underneath us, obviously, just because of the EXP ecosystem. But within our team, we definitely are seeing agents sort of pair up and dominate and work together, because obviously you identify that you can do more with a team of people than you can do by yourself. So we encourage that. And, I always tell everybody, like, I feel like my vision for myself is to be the springboard to take you to the next destination. I'm not holding you hostage here. I don't have shackles on you. When it's time for you to soar, go soar. If I can teach you as much as I can teach you, and you can succeed, by all means, like, let me teach you how to build your own team if that's your goal.
And so what kind of support system do you have for the team or for the agent when they come on? Sorry.
Yes. So we identified that we really needed to onboard agents in a more proper fashion, not the old school, like, hey, welcome to the team, good luck, which is kind of what we did. We have a 2-week onboarding now. Every day is a different sort of block. Like I told you, the first day is deep dive, interpersonal, sort of, why are you here? What are your goals? Identifying what their commitments are. We get into follow-up, boss by LOPO, running comps. We go on listing appointment. We go in the field with showings. We do a social media day where we have them get on video and kind of do a branding sort of segment on who they are. So every day is sort of something different. And then we groom them. We get them ready to get on Zillow Flex and take calls and make sure they understand the CRM. And so, I had this mindset, new agents are so much work and they don't know what they're doing. And now I'm like, new agents, bring them on. I love them. I want all the new agents because they don't have any bad habits. And our new agents are doing so well. And if you ask them, like, why, they say, I just do what I was told to do. They do what they were onboarded to do, and they don't know any other way.
They don't know any different, right? Yeah. They just don't know any different. Sometimes that's better, right?
Totally.
Like you said.
I love new agents. I feel like they have this stigma. Nobody wants them, but I do. I'll take all the new agents.
Yeah, I'm right there with you 100%. I just feel like they are a sponge and they're moldable. I mean, I do believe though, whether it's a new agent or an agent that's, I even like agents that have been, with another brokerage for a year and they've
Yeah.
just not had the support because then they're also super appreciative of the training that they're getting and the mentorship that they're getting
Yeah,
too.
because they know, they understand they're coming out of somewhere that maybe didn't provide that, and they appreciate it. And we have a lot of agents, even with, we have agents that are with EXP, but not in our downline, that identified that they needed the support of the team, and that's amazing. So we bring them in and groom them, and they're yeah, as much as we can possibly give and pour in, that's what we do. And I'm in the trenches, I'm in scripts and role playing, and I show up to everything. I try and not miss anything and lead by example. And, I think it maybe sometimes people can forget how much work and time and energy I put into it, because maybe I'm not in I'm not on showings and doing the things that I did for 13 years to get here. But I mean, I worked 7 days a week. I had a motto, no days off. I'd brag about it. And I never took a day off. I'd be out with 5 sets of buyers on Saturday and open houses all day Sunday. And it was just a grind. It was a
Yeah.
grind. And now I teach people, don't do that. Don't do what I did. Don't be so available all the time. But it takes a lot of time, effort, and energy to build it, for sure.
What I think most don't understand, even our customers, right? Even the consumer, they don't understand how many different balls and avenues that we have to navigate each day. It's not just a quick, simple, let me list your home. Okay, we're going to put it on the MLS. Now they can go with agents that do that. It's fine, right? But there's so much more to it. And there's so much more to know and to learn and to navigate. So having someone like yourself where they can come and learn under and be safe and make mistakes and fail forward, kind of at the expense of you or myself, really, at the end of
Yeah,
the day, we're there to pick them up, and provide them with the tools and the systems and the processes and the accountability to really help them learn, slow it down and really learn what to do so they don't make the kind of mistakes that we had to make. I know when I
exactly.
got in the industry, I never, there was no one to show you the books there or the secret sauce to share that secret sauce with you. You had to figure it out.
Yeah.
In fact, when I got into it, I knew that because my boys were so young, because I did new home sales forever. And then I moved out to California and I thought, I'm not going to do new home sales. I'm going to get into resale, right? Because I'm going to raise my boys. And having my boys in tow, I knew that I needed to team up with someone
Mhm.
else. I needed that, so if I wanted to have a Saturday off, I wanted to have another, hopefully mom that understood and we could switch off. And, the brokers were 100% against it. They would talk you
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
And I just didn't understand. I'm like, what do you mean I can do more? And I even knew that then, right? So I found a lender that understood and could help me, and switch off so that I could still have an open house on a weekend. And if I need
Yeah.
to go leave and show a house, I sold 2 houses by like that.
Yeah.
She'd stay and I would just leave and go sell a house. So the whole team concept is just brilliant. It's needed to be in our industry for a very long time, a team within a team, even, and just the collaboration because you and I are part of the same coaching system and even the same brokerage, and the collaboration is off the charts.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's invaluable. It's helped us grow so much. I lean on people all the time. I always
All the
say
time.
I'm a lifelong learner. Like I'm
Learner.
on every Zoom. I'm on as much as I can possibly learn, just to take and teach and pass along. I'm always trying to grow myself too. That's the goal, right?
Yes. And so a little bit here, we're almost done, but I just wanted to also tap in. So you're a marathoner, right? And so, like you said, I watch your videos. I'm just so proud of you and envious of you.
Oh,
You do such a great
gee.
job. Girl, you just go, go, go. And I think you just got Bruce into it, your husband as well, right?
Yeah, we just did a pretty gnarly triathlon actually, which was swim, bike, run. So, that's the thing with me. I'm like, I finished something and I'm like, okay, what's crazier? What can I do that's even crazier? So yeah, we just
So
finished.
what's your next one? What are you doing next then?
I don't know. I got my eyes on Ironmans, but that's a big deal.
Wow.
So haven't fully committed to that yet.
Have you done the Boston Marathon yet?
I've never done Boston. I've
Okay.
never, and I love, actually, Boston is my dream. I've wanted to run Boston since I was a little girl. I actually qualified for Boston. You need a qualifying time. So I ran the New York City Marathon last year, qualified for Boston. And yeah, it's on my radar for sure.
Well, I have no doubt that you will definitely be running the Boston Marathon in your future. I have no doubt about that. And again, Lindsay, I just want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing some great secrets and advice and just being the amazing person that you are.
I appreciate you so much. So grateful our paths crossed. Kim, I always, I think the world of you. So I appreciate you so much.
You too. Well, hopefully I'll see you in Tahoe. And if not, I'll see you at the next event. I'm sure soon enough by the end of the year. I'll see you somewhere.
Okay. Take care. Thank you so much.
Okay. You take care too. Bye.